and today I'd like to show you how to make this little ribbon wand that you can use to play with your cats. So all you're going to need is a chopstick or a pencil and some ribbon or string, and if you want to have anything like a little bell or a toy that you could tie onto it, that's always going to be really fun for them. So what I would recommend while starting, if you want to add just a little bit of extra flair, is get some tape, like some shiny duct tape. That's about the size of your chopstick. And what you're going to do is you're going to place the chopstick on it and just kind of roll it. You might have to maneuver it a little just to get it pretty clean on there. There won't be any like bubbles or creases. And that should make it nice and shiny, which I know that they might enjoy looking at, especially as it reflects the light. And then what you're going to do from there is you're going to collect some ribbon, yarn, string. If you have lace, I'm sure that would be a fun kind of sensory thing they could play with. And then if you want to tie any toys that they could play with, anything that would make any sounds, again, this would probably reflect the light really well. And what you're going to do is, if you have any toys, you would just tie them on to one of your strings. So for the ones that there's not going to be anything on, just try and tie a knot so it doesn't fray. But for the toys, this one's really easy because it's just got this little notch. And you would tie it on with just a regular double knot. If you have something that is a plush toy, that might be a little harder. You might have to sew that on. But really tying a knot around something is going to be just fine. And so from there, with the other end, you would just tie a regular knot, unless you want to tie a toy on. You would take the end of your wand, and I would recommend going with the end where the chopstick was kind of pulling in anyway, so that the other side would be pretty flat. And you're just going to tie a knot in the string so it separates it in half about. And you don't have to double knot or anything on that because we're going to reinforce it. Another thing that I would recommend is play with the length of string that you have, because if they're all the same length, it's not going to look quite as cool as if it's got a bunch of different lengths. If you got some short string, some long string. Another thing to recommend is if you're going to use something a little bit heavier like a bell, you might want to keep it a little higher up so that your cat doesn't end up swinging it too close to your face or anything. And so once you've made your initial knots, you're just going to push them up towards the front of your wand. And you're going to take one more piece of tape. It's the last tape you use, I promise. And you're going to push the string so that it seems like it's kind of coming out of the front of the wand. And secure the piece of tape around the base of your stick. And that will keep the knots attached to the base, but will also just kind of make it look a little nicer. You don't have to see the knots or anything. And from there, you should have a ribbon one that is ready to go. So, if you like this video, if you make this, we'd love to see it. We are EVPL Library with one L across all social media platforms. Make sure to share your creations with us and subscribe. We hope that you are safe and well. Have a great day.